Hi, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday's live stream. Once you hop on, put in the chat how you're doing, how your intentions for the week are going. I think that's a stronger word than saying goals, is like your intentions for the week, because it's an intention and a commitment. Goals seems like this lofty word that's just overused, right? But if we have an intention, then it's just a little bit of shift in consciousness, and it can be thought of in a different way, and we could perceive ourselves in a different way. And then it's also like, what did you commit to this week? On Sunday, we do Soothing Sundays, and I always ask you guys, like, what are your intentions for the week? What little pivot are you making that's going to move you closer to whatever you want to be or do or have? And so, did you do that? Did you make a little shift? Even if it's going to bed a little bit early, even if it's not eating ice cream one night, if that's something that you're working on, whatever it is. And it's really important, because whatever you give energy to, you create more of in your life. So I even sometimes people will be like, "Oh yeah, I just barely whatever," and I'm like, "No, that's a big deal. Celebrate that." And same with my clients. Sometimes my clients are so hard on themselves. They're like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that I got that whatever it was," and I'm like, why are you not celebrating that? Like, you have to celebrate your wins. Or I didn't react the same way to things. It's really important to celebrate your wins in that way. Hi, Street Cat. How are you? Hey, Bob. How are you? Hello. Hope your week is going great. Thank you. I hope yours is too. Tell me about it. I was just saying, like, please celebrate your wins. If anything has um, happened that, like, I hate the word good or big or small, because it's all the same. We assign meaning to things, and sometimes we're really hard on ourselves. So we're like, oh, yeah, that wasn't a big deal. But it's actually something that you've been working on. It's an intention that you had for a long time. So, what is going right for you this week? What small or big pivots have you made? Did you react to something differently? Did you set up your whatever LLC that you've been wanting to forever? Let's see. Lift neck max. Hello. Um Good but hot. How are you? Where do you live, Bob? It's been cold and windy here, if you can believe that. Like, I was in a sweatshirt. Like, it's a little bit warmer today, and I live in Southern California, okay? But I mean, it's usually like 80 like all year round. Not all year round, but it's usually like pleasantly warm this time of year, but it hasn't been. I think it's going to get a little bit better. Um Oh, I'm glad you're good. So, yeah, we really have to retrain our brain to focus on what's going right so we can create more of that. It sounds so like, oh, yeah, that's all I have to do. No, really. If you, all of my content is teaching you how to rewire your brain and recalibrate your nervous system to get what you want out of life. Because people that are in more like spiritual communities, they call it vibrating. And even in the scientific community, they're showing that like the energy that's emanating off of you is different, whether you're stressed or in a peaceful state. And that, the heartbeat can be measured about like 5 feet from you. So like that, the words like energy and vibe, they actually really do mean something. And we want to have that in a way that you want to be calibrated and vibrating in a way that serves your health for sure, and can attract positive, healthy relationships, supportive, loving relationships, and with other people, with yourself, with money, with your job, your vocation, all of it. Bob, I'm in Massachusetts, but it was 90 with, yeah, that humidity. Woo! And tomorrow it'll be 100. Oh man. I bet it's pretty. I bet it's pretty, and like Massachusetts 4th of July's are very festive. So that's good. 6 feet Hartfield. Thank you. Change, and I'm just gonna call you changed. Thank you. Yeah, it's 6 feet. You can throw is way further. But yeah, so that's what I'm here to help you with. And one of the things is acknowledging what you're doing right. It's so easy for the inner critic to take over and you're just trashing yourself all the time. But acknowledge what you're doing right. Acknowledge how far you've come. I have my clients and my course students, if you take my course, I'm like, I want you to list all the things like that are better now than they were last year, or how you respond differently to things, or the things. And then also, or especially like the time that they've been working with me or the time that they've been taking the course, I'm like, because when you decide to work with someone or you decide to take a course, the change already starts to happen. Things start to go in motion. So even if like that could be true with buying a book and you're like, okay, I'm going to read this book with the intention of changing whatever the behavior is. So if you're like, okay, I'm taking this course and this isn't going to do anything or whatever, then you're not going to get as far. Although I have had clients like that and they do make that mental shift to actually, buying into their own progress and their own success instead of being addicted to like failure and misery. But yeah, the more you do that, the more you invest in your outcome. It's your outcome, it's your life, it's your video game. So the more you invest in that and celebrate that, just like they do in video games, you are going to get better results faster. That's why I'm always emphasizing that. Um, Hi, Crystal. Did I miss one up here? Um, oh yeah, 4th is huge up here. Parades, fireworks. Oh, that's nice. I love that. I love this holiday. It's just chill and you like eat and I don't know. So that's awesome. It's nice here too. It's just been cold. It's weird. Um, Changed. My bad. I meant you can throw it way further. I need sleep. LOL. Where do you live or where are you hanging out with us from? Changed. Um, Jamie Smiler, really cute. Thank you. Um, Street Cat, I like that line. It's your game. It is your video game. This is your movie, and you are the main character. We forget that so much. We put other people as the main character. We put our addictions as the main character. And you could be addicted to something like alcohol or drugs, but you can also be addicted to worrying. You could be addicted to being in debt or scarcity, or you could be addicted to negative or toxic relationship patterns, and we put that as the main character. And it's like, no, you are the main character in your life, and whatever you want to be, do, or have is meant for you to have. I will always say that. I say that in a lot of my content. If you have a desire, it's because it was downloaded into your brain for you to have. I don't have the same desires as you, and you have them for a reason. The channel you want to create or the thing that you want to do, it's because it's yours to be a channel to put out into the world. You're like a vessel for that thing. And a lot of times people will contradict me with like, well, I want to be a millionaire. And yeah, the more money is an amplifier. So when you have money, you can become more of yourself. Now, is that always good? No, some people are shitty and not self-aware. And so but there are plenty of people that have money and do really good things with it. And it amplifies who they are. So you get to have a lot of money too. And money's just, we all have to have money and food and things like that, and supportive relationships. So yeah, those are the basic things you get to have, but your unique desires as well are the things that are meant for you. I don't want you to think like, are the inner critic to tell you, oh, they're just outside of myself. No, no, no. Get in that main character energy. You're the main character of your movie or your video game, whatever you want to call it. I just like video game because it's more interactive. And I think like every time I don't give any past thoughts, like I'm sorry, negative feedback loops that were like created in childhood, like, oh, I'm going to judge myself or I suck, and I take contrary action, and then I do something like, I don't know, show up to this live stream, give myself a compliment, then I get like more points like in my video game, and everything gets stronger instead of like, so, or like I was talking about in the post I just made, which was a clip from a live stream that you guys were probably on. It's like, even if people are talking shit or you have haters, you can, in your video game, you can say like, give me your energy. I'm going to turn it into more loving relationships, more money in my bank account, whatever. Because energy is energy. It can't be created or destroyed. It can only be transmuted. So if you've got some energy coming towards you, you could do whatever you want with it. Isn't that fun? Yay. Let me scroll back up. Change. You've got your real family, and then you've got your soul family. I completely agree, and I'm so into my soul family, and not too much my whatever. They're spiritual teachers, the ones that I was born into. That's all I'll say about that right now. Andy, hey, I've been accepted for an internship as a software engineer after trying for 3 years. I begin next Monday. I'm excited but terrified. Yay! Oh my God, congratulations, Andy. Could you give me some advice? First of all, let's celebrate that. Yes. And Andy, I love when people, I know you're going to be like, really, bitch? I love when people are uncomfortable in a good way like this. It's good if you're excited and a little bit terrified. That's because one, it's important to you, and because you are you're elevating your consciousness, you're elevating your career and other parts of your life probably too. So can you turn it into something that you're celebrating more and being like, yeah, fucking look at me, I'm so glad that I didn't give up on myself. Can you look at that version of you 3 years ago and I'm like, I'm doing this for you. Okay, I want you to do that. Be like, you know what, thank you, the version of myself 3 years ago, that for not giving up, and 2 years ago, like, for not giving up, because now I'm here and I'm doing this for you guys as much as I'm doing it for myself. Another thing you can do, Andy, is visualization. I was trying to remember what Neville Goddard calls it, but anyway, it's just a visualization where you immerse yourself. Close your eyes. I would start by closing your eyes, breathing deeply, getting relaxed because you got a little bit cortisol going, and just imagine yourself walking in. Imagine yourself, everyone liking you. Imagine yourself being the best intern. And what I love about, I have a few younger people in my private practice, and they're interning. I'm like, intern, like, you're such in a good place when you're interning, because all you have to do really is be enthusiastic, show up on time, be enthusiastic, and ask questions. And it sounds like, because this is so important to you, that that'll be easy for you to do. It's natural to be nervous at a new job, a new anything, right? That's totally fine. That's why people are, get nervous at their own wedding, but because it's something new and important and exciting. But Andy, if you just show up and be the most enthusiastic, get there at least 5 minutes early, and when you leave, ask if there's anything else that you can do. Not like, do you need me to do anything? You want me to do anything else? Don't say need or want. Be like, is there anything else I could do for you? Ask questions. Just show your enthusiasm. You're in a really good place. And just also, when you're doing that visualization, just see yourself as the star intern. And you could also do this for a job. See yourself as the star employee. Everyone loves you. And then for you, it's like, oh yeah, we want that guy to work here. We want to keep him. Or if you're doing it for your job, we want to promote that guy. We want that guy to run this company. And so you're visualizing what you want, and you're owning that. So you're not over identifying with like, oh, I'm terrified or I'm nervous. It's okay to be nervous, but you have the ability to transmute your energy in any way you want. So transmute it to that of like this powerful, very excited, enthusiastic intern. I'm excited for you, Andy. Hi, Mike. My name is Mike, 49 years old. Hi, Mike. Nice to meet you. From Los Angeles. Okay. Well, still get some sleep whenever you want to. For real. Yes. Love you too. Neural, love you too. Street cat, thank you. It was hard, but I'm here now. You're here now. Yes. Bob, should be proud of yourself. Yes. And hope it's a good experience for you. Yes, it will be a good experience for you. I have this thing with the word hope, because this is just like a nitty gritty. I have things with like words, but I never hope for anything, because hope is a state of like longing and lack. And even in like, there's certain, like the AA 12-step community, they use the word hope. I'm like, no, I replace that with faith. So I have faith that it's going to be the best experience for you, Andy. But that's just one thing. And you could disagree with me. When you're here, and I say this to my clients and my course students, you don't have to agree with everything I say. You can tell me, you know what I mean? You are a sovereign person. So yeah, but that's just one of my things. You are gonna, I have all the faith in the world that it's gonna be the best thing for you, Andy. It resonates with me, LOL, because I do games. Yeah. Oh yeah, because you're a gamer. Hi, Fresh. Miss Priya. I'm gonna answer your question in a second. Let me say hello to everyone else. Mason, hi. BDB, hey, yay. I think I am, but it's going to be a big change in my life. I'm gonna move on another city away from my family, live on my own, and I guess that's what scares me. That's exciting. Sorry, I thought I heard something. That's so exciting. That is so exciting. I think that you should be really proud of yourself. And if it's scary to move away from your family, I'm assuming that they're supportive. So they'll still be there if they are supportive. Hopefully, it's like a good thing. They're not like guilt tripping you or anything. So that's, and there's a first time for that. Like if you've been around your family and you've been in like maybe a little bit of a comfort zone, it can be, but have the faith that you know that you are going to be more than good. You're going to be like, you're going to be like a star intern, and you're going to love living where you're moving to, the city that you're moving to. It's going to be so fun. I remember when I first moved to a big city on my own, and it was intimidating, but it was also so exciting. So let it be exciting. Decide that that is your dominant emotion, is excitement and adventure. Richard, how are you doing today, my dear friend? Hi, Richard. I'm doing well. How are you? I need advice about relationships. What's your question, Mike? I'm here to help you. If you're new here, I'm just creating a safe container for you guys to talk about mental health, relationships, and ask me questions related to those things. Street Cat, amazing advice. Thank you. Bob, be respectful. Yes, thank you. Good point about the hope thing. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, because especially when I was really like depressed and, going on my journey, I was always saying hope, and someone pointed it out to me, and it was really illuminating. I'm like, yeah, I am doing that. It's like, why wouldn't I just own, like, of course I can have these things, or why am I doing this hope thing? And so it just really changed my perspective. So I always like to share that when it comes up. Um, oh, thank you. Change. I appreciate that. You said you're such a good coach. Yes, I am. And I'm going to own that, because I'm going to lead by example, because I want you guys to do that too for yourselves with your gifts, skills, talents, and abilities. I want you to own that shit. I had my questions sent triggered when someone, I'm just about to get to that, Miss Priya. Thank you very much. I will carry this advice everywhere I go. I will make you proud. Yes, and make yourself proud. We're already proud of you, Andy. We're already proud of you. And know that like that energy, we're giving you that energy of being so proud for you. We are rooting for you. That's one of the things I say to like anyone that watches my content, anyone that like I work with one-on-one or anything, is like, I want you to fucking win. I want you to win, because I want what you want for you, and like I just make this content to help you guys get what you want out of life faster. I really want you to win more than anything. I'm getting chills. I really want you to win. Okay, let me go to Miss Priya's question. How, when we get triggered in life, about getting triggered, how we get triggered when someone in our life shows no empathy for something we express. Like, how can they not see our stress or pain that we have? Okay, Miss Priya, why do you want that from them? Why are you going to shop for milk at the hardware store? If I want some milk for my delicious latte in the morning, I'm not going to Home Depot. So let me roll up to Home Depot, okay? And I'm like, yeah, where's your like organic whole milk creamer. And they're like, girl, we don't have that here. And I'm like, no, no, no. What aisle is it on? I need some milk. I need some milk for tomorrow. Like, can you? And they're like, we don't have that here. And I'm arguing with Home Depot because I can't get milk from there, you know? And then I go to the lemon tree and I'm like, give me some apples, bitch. And the lemon tree is like, I make lemons. I make delicious lemonade. I'm like, I want apples. And now I'm mad at the lemon tree because it doesn't have apples. Do you see what I'm saying? Like we're gonna really frustrate ourselves and like reinforce that feedback loop if we are asking people for things that they don't want to give us. I don't believe that. Like most people have empathy, people can be supportive and loving, but they're choosing not to, and that is their choice. Just like Home Depot is choosing to not sell milk or lattes or whatever, you know what I mean? And so does that make sense? It's really having that what's the word I'm thinking? Like surrendering to that acceptance that this person is not available to give me what I want, need, or deserve. And that can be sad, especially I think if it's a parent, because we naturally, like our nervous system and brain is set up to want nurturing and safety and what's the word I'm thinking of? When you're like consoling, and when we're kids, we want our nervous system regulated by our parents. So if they're not there to provide that, that can cause a lot of dysregulation, and that is truly something to grieve. So I don't know who this is directed towards, but but even if it's not, like if we didn't get that from our parents in childhood, we will find friends and romantic partners that do the same thing. They have zero empathy until we heal that wound and provide that love and support and care for ourselves. We do have to be this, back to the main character energy. You have to be the love of your life first. I know that sounds corny and like some eat, pray, love shit, but it's true. You really have to. And it took me a long time. So I'm not saying this like, oh yeah, just do it. Although it can be, things can be easy, but I'm saying the moment that you can provide those things for yourself. And I do think that inner child work is a really good way to do it. So for you, Miss Priya, you could go to the little 8-year-old Miss Priya and be like, hey, you didn't get that love that you needed. You didn't get that nurturing that you needed. You didn't get that when you were in pain and when you were stressed, someone told you to just get over it. And so that's being repeated in your current relationships. And so I'm telling you right now, whatever version of yourself, the 10-year-old, the 8-year-old version of you, whatever, that you are loved and taken care of and supported. And you could give that version of yourself a hug, like in your imagination, or like this, you could give yourself a hug, or like, this is actually really regulating to just, and soothing to do that. So techniques like that really go a long way. But I want you to first like have some positive pattern disruption, because the way you worded it, it's like you are so upset because you keep wanting something from someone that they are unwilling to give you. So it's kind of like, I'm not going to try to buy milk at the hardware store anymore. Okay. So we're there, and can I provide that for myself? Can I do that via nurturing my inner children? All right. So we'll do those things. And then you will, like anyone that's watching this, like you will get to a point where you do fall in love with yourself, and you do, like when you're wanting something from outside, your brain will rewire to be like, oh, I can give that to myself right now. And or not even rewire, because you've already done the rewiring. Your brain will auto correct to, okay, I'm going to love myself. I'm going to do something nice for myself. I'm going to say nice things to myself. So it gets easier, but let's not keep reinforcing that pain loop by that pain feedback loop by looking for that from people that aren't willing to give it to us. Where did I leave off here? What do you think about the concept of grace va performance? I don't know what that is, Bennett. What about okay. Again, I'm creating a safe space for you guys. There's nothing you can say to insult me. You're saying I've made so many jokes about how I'm a solid 5. Okay, so yes, I'm average looking. Let's move on. This is about mental health and helping you guys um, with anything mental health related, relationships. If you're dealing with someone with a personality disorder, that type of thing, you would. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Bob. Keep on topic. You have a mental health question. You guys won't tolerate inappropriate, disrespectful comments. Yes. Bob, keeping the streets clean. We appreciate that. Andy, don't let your energy fall because of someone else, Miss Priya. Nobody deserves your energy unless they can match it. That's what I'm talking about. But we have to also look at like attracts like. What energy does is like attracts like. So if you have that wounding there, you get to understand it, like uncover it and deal with it and heal it. And then you won't attract those type of people anymore. Those people will become very boring to you. Hi, Joe. Did someone Oh, hey, Peter. How are you? Did someone say inner child? How are you, Lauren? I'm doing well. How are you? Yeah, it has been a while. Fill us in, Peter. How have you been? I have MS. I'm sorry to hear that. Is there anything we can do to help you in the mental health part of it? Um, Martin Love. Empathy is an essential skill for all kinds of relationships, but people with very high levels of it may have a hard time setting boundaries between themselves and others. Yeah, that's a real thing. I'm someone that's very empathic, and you experience the world in a really different way because you could feel other people's feelings, and then you want to take care of them. And sometimes as an empath, you naturally want to, or maybe your default setting is to put other people's needs ahead of you, especially if you're an empath that comes from trauma. And I do think that trauma churns up the empathy. It just makes it almost hypersensitive in that way. And so if you are empathic in that type of way, and it can border or be, it could go into codependent territory like it was for me, you get to be aware of that and have boundaries. And it's so hard for people, and especially if you come from trauma or you have an empathic type of wiring, that you feel like you're going to get abandoned if you have a boundary. So please know that your boundaries make your relationship stronger. And if you have a solid, healthy boundary and someone in your life is upset about that, they don't deserve to be there, in my opinion. They don't deserve to have access to your energy if they can't be respectful of it. And if they're just thinking that, oh, well, no, I want access to your energy anytime, and this is more about me. No, no, you're still the main character in your life. So you get to know what that is. And this is another great example of write down health, wealth, relationships, career, spirituality, whatever your spiritual orientation is. And it's like, what do you want every area of your life to look like? How do you want people to treat you? How do you want people to treat you at work? How do you want your relationships to look in every area of your life? Get very clear on that, and get very clear what you are no longer willing to tolerate, and stick to that. And when you do that, something will come up, someone that's really exciting, and they'll push boundaries, and then you'll be like, no, I said I'm not available for this. Like if you're dating and your new boundary is people are as respectful of my time, and then you meet someone that you really like and they're flaky and they're not respectful. No, the answer is no. No. And I'm telling you, the universe gives you things like that. I don't like to think of it as testing. I like to think of it as like, I'm giving you an opportunity to fortify your boundary. Like you said this. And so when you take this situation and respond like someone that has this boundary, you fortify it. You become more of that new identity. So, and a lot of this is identity and self-concept stuff. So who are you deciding that you're going to be in this moment? What version of yourself are you showing up as today? Mike, I'm trying an online relationship out of desperation, basically. What do you mean by an online relationship? I am 49 and just looking for a woman to have a child with. Like you're online dating. She is 30 in a different country. Should I pursue this further? Well, I would need a lot more information, but here's the first red flag is that that you're trying something out of desperation. I would never pursue or start a relationship out of desperation. I would take a step back, Mike. And also, like, we don't settle. Okay. We don't settle up in here. You get to have what you want. And people are like, oh, yeah, you have to be realistic and all this stuff. No, no. Like, I just hate the whole like realistic type of thing. No. Because what you want wants you, and what you want is exist. So if you want a family, well, were you saying that you're looking for a woman to have a child with? So do you just want the child? You know, I would really sit down and think about what you want your personal life to look like, if you want a family or if you just want a woman to have a child with, because I've I've worked with so many people that are like, okay, I want a kid. I'm like this age and I want a kid. And then they maybe don't pick the right person, and then they have some regrets about it. I mean, honestly. So I don't want that for you. And you can have a really good you especially with someone you're choosing to have a child with, you want a really good solid relationship. And also, I remember learning this in grad school. Please don't ever start a relationship for something that doesn't exist yet, including a child. Okay, like you want to pick someone where both people are like, yeah, I want a family, and you guys have other things in common, and then you go from there. You do want that common goal, but you're not like just using her to get to the child. And like having a child is like a whole, it's very stressful. So especially, if you're a new parent, so you don't want to just rush into that. So that's what I would say. But I would take a step back and reevaluate all of that, Mike, before just deciding to rush into something because she's the first person that's like willing to, and when people are from a different country, I don't know what country she's from, but I know sometimes women from different countries will want to find an American man to just like out of survival. And I don't think that that's a good thing to it's not a good basis, but like, you know, you're admitting that you're in a desperate place. So, you're saying this out of desperation. And so do you want to it's just not a good energy to enter a relationship out of desperation. It never leads to anything good. That's what I would say. So start there. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate you. You lose stuff all the time. Another question is someone close to me triggering me by saying if I don't follow their advice, I'll be alone forever. I won't lose weight, etc. Well, I would have to know more about that dynamic. I mean, like, are you eating a gallon of ice cream on the couch and like they're like, "Oh, maybe don't do that," and then that's like, I don't know what exactly it is, but, I do think it could be so many because it's like, is this person genuinely trying to help you and is frustrated, Miss Priya? And so maybe being a little aggressive, it could be that, or is it that they're just bossing you around? I would need to know more about, like, exactly what it is for you. Um, but in general, what I would say is even if this person has the best intentions, if they truly do have the best intentions, like the fear-based scarcity motivation. Yeah, that's what I was just about to say, Miss Priya. Even if they have the best intentions, you can either communicate with them like, I don't respond well to fear-based motivation or scarcity-based motivation. So, or you can just stop asking them for advice, or you could just say, like, if you want to continue a relationship with them, like, let's just keep these topics off off the shelf for us, off the table for us. So there's a couple of different ways, but it's up to you to set that boundary with them because the motivation isn't working. So ask for it to be taken off the table if you still want to have a relationship with them. But then on your side of it, Miss Priya, you can't complain about it because it is, and I always have this with friends. It's like I get so frustrated when it's like, I freaking told you the invoices I could have, like the amount of advice I've given friends that are just like complain. And I'm like, I could have, your invoice would have been thousands of dollars. I can't anymore. And so I just draw the boundary myself. I'm like, we're not talking about this, already. And what is most annoying, if you're in a healing profession, all of a sudden one day they're like, you know what? I realized I should be doing this. I'm like, bitch, I told you that 500 times. So we're all ready to hear things when we're ready to hear things, So everyone is healing at their own pace. And we have to give people the dignity to have their own experience the way they want to unfold it for themselves. Some people take a long time and they complain about it for a while, and maybe they're addicted to that misery or complaining, and then some people it just snaps into place or they have that rock bottom moment. So everyone's different, but in the meantime you can have boundaries around that. um sometimes I think Andy, sometimes I think that inner child knew nothing about how hard life is in reality. I was a big dreamer, but it feels quite impossible to keep those dreams. Let's reframe that, Andy. I think that you're just, and like, it's okay to have moments like this. I just want to acknowledge that, especially when you are entering a new level, like, you're moving to a different city and everything. But let me tell you, you don't have the dream because it's impossible, right? And I forgot where I heard like one of was it from The Secret? Like that impossible means I am possible. So you are possible. Anything that you want to be, do, or have is possible, Andy. And not only is it possible, it's meant for you to have. It is meant for you. And sometimes, when you're making a statement like, oh, reality's hard and I just used to be you don't need to know the how. You don't need to know the how. You just need to know, hey, this is what I want to fall into place, and let life help you. Let the universe, God, whatever you call your higher power, let it help you. And you'll call it a miracle. But it's just you directing your energy. It's you creating your reality. Let it happen. All you have to do is say, I want this, and visualize yourself having it. Okay? Like Andy, you could be the CEO of that company eventually. Keep visualizing that. You don't have to worry about the how. The opportunities showed up for you. All you have to do is stay committed to what your goal is. Can you do that? But please don't fall into this fear-based trap of, oh, it's impossible, because that's what fear wants to do. And your inner critic, that is all the fear-based limiting beliefs, is like, oh, that's impossible. Everything's hard. Let it be easy. What if one of your core beliefs is that everything's easy and everything just falls into place for me? Especially when I'm stressed, I'll have stress times and I'm just like, oh, I don't know how this is going to happen. And it just falls into place for me. I'm just like a super lucky person like that. I'm the luckiest person in the world. Everything just falls into place for me because I understood a long time ago that worrying is praying for the outcome I don't want. It's literally like worshiping the problem is worrying. So I'm not going to do that anymore. Or thinking that things are impossible. That's like worshiping fear and like the worst case scenario. Like, why would I do that? I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to make that decision right now. How about that, Andy? Bob, yes, stay on topic. No politics or religion. Just here to help you guys. Bob, been good. Still working on more acting versus reacting. My mom's doing well after a health scare. Been trying to not fail. Oh, so I'm sorry. No, try not to fall into old patterns and prioritize myself first. Bravo. Yes. And that's a big challenge when we have a toxic parent and we've been setting boundaries with and really doing the work around that. and then they get sick, they will use it as an excuse or supply. It's like, no, I get to treat you however I want, and I get to do things to try to manipulate and control you because I'm sick, or I'm your mom, and you're supposed to be taking care of me. It can really test your boundaries. But if you're seeing this and you're going through that, you still get to keep your boundaries. And this is true for anybody. If you are deciding to keep that challenging family member in your life, but you've set up strong boundaries, they don't need to change because they're sick, or because and also I've seen this too. The toxic person will attract illness into their life to get what they want, it's sick. I know it is so sick and it sounds insane, but they do that. They will literally make themselves sick to consciously or subconsciously to gain access to you again. So we're not letting that happen. We're keeping our boundaries strong. Proud of you, Peter. Super proud of you. And that acting versus reacting, we create that positive pattern disruption so we can act. We could, instead of reacting. So react is like just this knee jerk, like from old patterns, and acting is like, okay, I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to access my prefrontal cortex and set and keep my boundaries. Okay. Instead of being in this emotional place. Sojo, my brother-in-law has a PhD in psychology. He's Christian. He'll tell you outside of Christianity, the secular psychology is okay. Well, that good for him. Everyone, like I said at the beginning of this thing, like, you are entitled to your own opinion. I'm not some like, you need to follow my advice or it's wrong. Like, that is very tyrannical and abusive. And I think like I'm educated in a bunch of different things. Like when I work with a client, the first thing I ask them is, one of the first things is like, what is your spiritual orientation? So I could relate to them in that way. And I'm, a very spiritual person myself, but if someone else isn't, then I leave that out of it. And the healing work is going to get done either way. But I'm just telling you, in my opinion, stay away from people that are like, oh, it only works this way or it only works that way. No. And even in my own healing journey, different things have worked well for me at different times of my life, so my opinion is I would stay away from any therapist, coach, or anything that's like, oh yeah, everything else sucks. I mean, I do think that everything comes from a higher power. That's what I like about Carl Jung, is that he really, and he's like one of the godfathers of psychology. He's just like, nothing's going to get done on the mental 3D. You have to have access to something greater than you, your higher power. And, here's how you do it via psychology, this vehicle that I feel like God gave us to understand our minds and help ourselves through the journey of life. Street cat, but a lot of people don't show that they care about those till sometimes you start falling for them, Lauren? Boundaries. A lot of people don't show they care about those till sometimes you start falling for them. No, I don't know what you mean. I mean, sometimes like two people can be friends and it's like, oh, I like you more than just a friend, then that can unfold in that way. But otherwise, I'm not sure what you mean. Martin Love, when do you feel most vulnerable and how do you handle those feelings? When do I feel most vulnerable? In different ways, but also the way you're phrasing this question, like, I'm very comfortable being vulnerable. Especially, I didn't grow up that way. Being vulnerable when I was younger was unsafe and I could get hit or something, like if I had any needs or had any feelings really about anything that wasn't like, I don't know, praising the narcissist. But so I am comfortable with being vulnerable, but the way you're wording that makes me feel like you're not, and that's okay. That's okay. I love this question for that reason. It's showing a willingness to want to be comfortable when you are feeling vulnerable. And the first thing I would do, the first thing that I think is very important that people skip a lot of the times, is being okay with experiencing emotions, and knowing that emotions are literally just energy in motion, and they're just information. They're just information. They're not going to consume you. They're not going to last forever unless you allow them to. And it's okay to experience emotions. Maybe you have some negative false belief from the past that it's not okay for you to have feelings. It's not okay for you to be vulnerable. So go to that version of yourself when you were 8 or 6 years old or however old you were. It might have been a couple different versions of you, and be like, you know what? It's okay for you to be yourself, for you to have feelings, because everyone has them. And it's okay for you to express them, even the ones that aren't just happy or like oh, I'm so competent. You can have a range of emotions because everyone has a range of emotions, and it's okay for you to have them. That will make it a lot easier to handle your feelings when you know it's okay for you to have them. It's okay for you to experience them, and it's safe for you to do so. And then you'll also start attracting people that provide that safety for you and provide that container for you of, like, yeah, you can be vulnerable with me. I'm here for you. But I also want to say that that's I think I just love that question, Martin Love, because a lot of people like won't even go there, or they'll like dip their toe in and then they'll get scared and run away. Like that happens in my private practice a lot. They'll be vulnerable and then they'll be like, I need to cancel. And I'm like, no, you don't. It's okay. It's okay that you are vulnerable. I'm holding space for you to do that. So knowing that we can do that and that other people won't abandon us if we have big feelings, and that our feelings can be our friends. And they're just there. They come and they go, and they're just there to inform us of things. That's it. Peter, Lauren showed up on my IG feed. Sorry about being off topic. I went, she's not average. Yeah. Thank you, Peter. I truly don't care. Like, and that's another thing. When you do this type of work, like I'm just not offended. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm fucking average. Like, I don't really care. That's not why I'm here. I got enough hugs as a kid, and even if I didn't, I'm not trying to get them through my live stream. I'm trying to help you guys. Boston, how do you get away from narcissistic psychopath who is in my family? Excellent question. That is what I specialize in. One of the things I specialize in. So you set boundaries, and they're going to be uncomfortable, Boston. Narcissists and psychopaths, they don't like boundaries. Why? Because they see every single person as supply for them to get whatever they want out of you, which is either praise or to offload all of their guilt and shame and whatever on to make you feel bad about yourself, because that's how they feel. So to cause chaos, because they're so dysregulated and they're really addicted to chaos and drama. So you get to not be available for that anymore, no matter how much guilt tripping they do. Oh, we're family. Fuck you. Like, I don't care. What does family equal free pass to terrorize me? It does not. I promise you that. So you get to draw very clear and hard boundaries that you are not available for this. Will they kick and scream? Will they do whatever they can to completely demolish that boundary? Yes. And you get to keep that boundary anyway. And you might want to take my course on healing and thriving after narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships, because I mean, obviously a lot of this is about, but I have like just a library of tools for this and how to regulate your nervous system, because there's people are so, especially when you're just starting to set boundaries, they're so good at doing everything that they can to dysregulate you. So you have to stay strong. So sending you a lot of love. You got this. I've had to draw very hard I just do non-contact with the narcissist in my family. After trying literally everything, I am now contacted. It's been the best thing for me. I can't completely make that decision for you, but definitely start with very hard boundaries that protect your emotional, mental, and physical safety. Street cat, then it gets harder to walk away. I am not avoidant, so I know I won't walk away for one thing I'm the type to talk it through. That's good. Then you find out if it's real or not. But just saying sometimes it's hard. Yeah, I mean, that is when you fall for them. Yeah, like when you open up to someone or you start to like someone, there's a desire there. There's a desire for a deeper connection. And there is part of our nervous system that does not want to feel abandonment when we're like, "Hey, I like you. I want a deeper connection." the the thought of abandonment is it can be scary to the nervous system and limbic system parts of the brain. So yeah, I understand that. And like, but if you are someone that wants to talk things through, I think that it's a very like securely attached thing to do. Not like we need to talk, meaning I need to tell you why you're not supposed to leave me. That's like a more anxious attached style. But if you're like, hey, can we talk about this? I'd love to hear your point of view, and like where we both can feel seen and heard. And if there's a conflict, like mend that, because when you have those type of things, that actually deepens intimacy. If the other person isn't willing to do that, then it's probably not right in the long run anyway. Peter, a win. Journaling has become a habit. Yay! Peter was like, I don't know if I could journal like before. Like, and so, and I get he doesn't talk like that, but like a lot of people say that I'm not a journaler. How do you know you haven't tried? And by the way, even if you've never journaled before, you can change your self-concept to I journal every day. It's a way for me to take care of my mental and emotional health. It's like taking a shower. It's like a mental and emotional hygiene. So shower my physical body. Journaling does the same thing. Love that. So it's something now that's part of my day. Gives me to write down my day and reflect. I love that, Peter. Congratulations. And it didn't even take that long. Remember, like I was saying, like just start it and it's not going to even take that long. You will like doing it. And especially because it's such a nice form of self-care. And Peter, was struggling with or had some opportunities for growth around like putting himself first. And it's a wonderful way to put yourself first. So proud of you, Peter. Yay. What is that? I had 69. Hi, Lauren. How do we best process and move through the shock and deception and betrayal? So I'm assuming that just happened. So when that happens, the shock of deception and betrayal, you literally go through all the stages of grief in a very non-linear way. I mean, it's never linear, but it's like shock, bargaining, going back with them. Then it's like acceptance, or then it's like anger, then fuck you, wait, come back, blah, blah, blah. So be an observer to all of those emotions going through you, because your nervous system got very dysregulated. So allow without becoming it, without like impulsively like saying fuck you, then like, oh, I want you back, and then like all the things. Just notice what's going on. This would also be another excellent time to journal, because often, and I'm talking like 99.99% of the time, when we have a shock of betrayal, there was red flags that we wanted to ignore because we were being love bombed and it felt so good, and we just ignored that little comment or that history of doing whatever from the past. It's okay. I don't want you to beat yourself up about that, because it felt so nice to be loved and this awesome thing, and you could see the future and all the things. So when this happens, sometimes journaling about it is often very helpful, not sometimes. So it can really help regulate your nervous system and also show yourself some love, like in a way where it's kind of like, okay, because when you do journaling for this, anger will come up, all the emotions will come up, and then it'll be like, you know what? I kind of did see some of this, and I can acknowledge that. And the more you do, the more you'll become more self-aware, but then you won't attract that in the future, which is what I really don't want for you. I don't want this to turn into a pattern for you. So this is a really important time to be very like gentle with yourself and very loving and supportive toward yourself. And then also reach out for extra support, and not like, oh yeah, they're such a bitch or whatever. I mean, you could do some of that commiserating, but I want you to do the inner work for this to not be a pattern for you. But let yourself feel those feelings and release them. Just don't hold on to them. Martin Love, what gives you hope about relationships even when they're challenging? It's okay for relationships to be challenging. That challenge can deepen intimacy. And here we go with the word hope again. So, hope, like, I have faith. I have faith in relationships. Our nervous system is wired for relationships. We're wired to be in community. We're wired for intimacy, actually. And relationships with a like an intimate relationship, they will very quickly bring to the surface the unfinished wounds that you have, the wounds that you haven't healed, and it's an opportunity for you to heal them. Even if you're attracting a toxic person, that's an opportunity for you to heal from damage from a toxic parent, or something, that some scarcity mentality that you have around love or what you deserve. There is something that's teaching you. So we want to have a balanced view of it. It's okay for relationships to be challenging. I just want you to be in a relationship where you have that safe couple bubble. So when stuff comes up, you can have the healthy conflict resolution. And when you do, both people feel very, even if it's uncomfortable, like conflict resolution isn't comfortable, but it's okay because you're in your safe container, your safe couple bubble, where you can talk to each other, both feel seen and heard. Even if it's things you don't want to hear, you can still hear it because you love that person. And then you could move on. And then it doesn't feel challenging. It feels good, or the challenge feels worth it. Two gallons for you? Oh, what does that mean, Boston? That's why it's so close to your face. Um, yes. Thank you, Bob. I can see the comments, but if as long as you're deleting them, that's fine. Martin Love, our greatest dreams are within reach when we're faced with challenges. Remember that the word impossible literally, yeah, I am possible. I am possible. That's what it means. Um, the only true state of being present for the only true state of being is the present. For the past, yeah. Yes. Yes, enlightenment, we talk a lot about that up in here. That's all you have is the present moment. You can decide to keep the past alive, but it will turn into depression, it will turn into different scenarios showing up again that you don't want, so you might as well leave the past. And, like, that's what I mean, like, every time your heart beats, every time you take a breath, you are anew. You're just a new person. If you think about it that way, literally, look, it's a new reality. It can just be like that. I don't care if something has been this way for so long. You can set a new timeline for yourself. You can set a new reality for yourself. You really, really can. Boundaries are self-love. It's a very essential form of self-love, Zach. Yes. Thank you, Marco. Hello from Vietnam, class of 88. Any tips for manifesting physical health? Yes, I have a lot of them. I have a course on that too. I have everything else down, but my health is slow going. Excellent question. Yes. So the first place to that I like to start with when you're manifesting physical health is knowing that you have the power to manifest your physical health, and it's not like doesn't have to take years, and that your mind is that powerful. This has now been scientifically proven that your mindset literally affects your cells. And they've been doing this with like cancer patients, and you could look it up now. They finally released it. They were trying to suppress it. So, and you could do this. I've done this a million times with people just even trying to lose weight or just saying that they're healthy. Or I think I don't know why I haven't talked about the movie The Secret in so long, but even in The Secret, one of the I don't know stories is about a woman who had cancer, and she's like, okay, you know what, I have been wanting to just sit at home and relax with my kids. So she did that, and she watched funny movies, and she just said, thank you for my healing every day, thank you for my health, thank you for my health, thank you for my health. So what you want to do is change your self concept to someone that is healthy. You have the body composition, you have the radiant health that you want. And literally, I know you're going to be like, maybe you'll be like, what? But what you get to do is change your self concept to my metabolism is so fast. I don't know if it's like a weight loss thing or what, but like my metabolism runs efficiently. Every part of my body runs efficiently. I am vibrant. Like I am just have radiant health. And I love that I have radiant health. And thank you, God, universe, for this radiant health I have. It's amazing. Yeah, maybe back in the day, like I used to be, but now I have this radiant health. The things you tell yourself is what is reflected in your reality. So I want you to go hard on doing that, Mark, and just, oh yeah, these are the habits I have. These are the things I do now for my radiant health. And everyone's always asking me, like, what do you do to stay in such well? Like you're just telling yourself that new story and write it down. Write down all of this stuff, like how you want your body to look and like how you want, and I'm telling you, it will all fall into place. I have like a course. It's like a course. It's called Keto Zen. But the first part is just all the practical stuff, like grocery list, what to order at any type of restaurant, blah, blah, blah. And then the real stuff is the mindset stuff. And I just drill that into you. It's like all you need to do is shift your concept of what you think about your body and how it functions and what your health looks like. So start there and immerse yourself in those thoughts. Feel it. Feel what it feels like to be in your clothes and the activities you do now and whatever else that you're creating for yourself, but really immerse yourselves in it. Immerse yourself in it. And then you'll start to do things like your habits will start to change. You'll go to bed earlier. You'll work out more or you'll start working out. You won't be attracted to certain foods and things that just don't serve you and drinks that don't serve you. When we have Miss Priya, when we have overbearing, controlling parent people tell me, are they your parents or parent-like people? Tell me their parents, tell me they're your parents, you will always be their child. They will treat you like one. I think I know what you're saying. Um, but like with family or parents, they can be your parents. You still get to have your boundaries. I don't really care who it is. You still get to have your boundaries. And if you have people that are reiterating these toxic messages, I would think about not being around people like that. Hello, Sydney from Fresno. I do feel like people overuse the word narcissist, but at the same time, I'd prefer that than like then I'm glad that there's more education and awareness around it, even though people are throwing around the term when they don't really know what it means. But so many people are like, oh my God, that's what's going on with my parent or boyfriend or whatever. And I think that's more important. So I spent a very long time in prison. How do I start to deal with society and how messed up it really is? Um, Good question, Casey. Well, first of all, like, do you have like a parole officer? I used to do psych assessments and work with people that were recently released from federal prison. So, um, and the ones that always did the best out of prison were just like had they were just so adamant about like, here's what my life is gonna look like now. Like they were adamant and like just had this very I'm trying to think of the word, but anyway, they just had this very, very strong conviction that they were never going back to the prison and that they were going to have their life look like whatever they wanted it to look like. So I would absolutely start there, write it down and write it in your phone. What do you want your life to look like? And this whole thing about society being messed up, your world is a projection of what you think of it, okay? There are always things going on in the world, but your world could be great if you wanted to. How about you focus on that? Be the main character in your life. This is your video game. So can you make your world around you awesome? And how do you want to do that? How do you want to change the world? How do you want to move around in the world? What do you want to do in terms of working? Like, focus on that, but, like, be the main character in your life. That's where I would start, and, like, just have so much conviction that your life gets to look like this now. I need to sign off. I will be more consistent. You're No, so nice to see you, Peter. You're very welcome. Thanks for the update. Oh, by the way, I put it in the description, like, people were asking about a community. And I don't think Discord I want to do more than, like, what Discord can offer. I'm not, like, totally Xing out, but I did set up a community on Go Collab. It's there, you can click it. It's called Infinite Self Society, and it's in Go Collab. And so what just go look at it and let me know what you guys think, but there's a way to communicate. You could communicate directly with members. You could actually do more in it than in school. They have more features, which is cool. So, I meant to mention that earlier. I don't know if I could let me see if it'll paste. Yeah, there. Here, I'll put it in the chat again. But, that's the community. So, go look at it and let me know what you think, and then I'll add more to it, and then I'll do calls like this, like, it'll be membership based from free to, I don't know, paying what you want, but the paid people will have, like, a call like this, but it'll be through Zoom, so I could, like, bring you on stage and stuff and chat, and so it'll just be a little bit more personal. But, what am I saying? I'm gonna build that out more, but let me know what you guys think of that on Go Collab, and it's called Infinite Self Society. Go Collab is very similar to school. It's just through another platform, so that I already do a bunch of stuff on, so let me know what you guys think of that, and because I really do wanna build a community and, like, chat with you guys more and then, do updates. I have, like, a section for, like, celebrate your wins or your intentions for the week, and then I'll make more channels for different things, but, yeah, if you could look at that, download it, or, like, sign up for that, and, you just enroll, and it's free right now. I just have, like, free, like, access to, everything, so, but I'll add more to it, like the tiers, and there'll be a paid tier. So let me know what you think, but I think I'm gonna start with Go Collab platform, and my community is called Infinite Self Society. So check it out. I want to hear all of your feedback. I mean, there's barely anything on it, but like what you'd like to see out of it, what would be helpful, and like what you'd look forward to getting out of a community like that, because I'm so game for that. My father murdered my mother after 40 years of cheating on her while spending all of our money at the Dawn track. He spent all day drinking us dry and left us. I'm so sorry to hear that. I am so sorry. Super salty. Thank you, Alyssa. Oh, 2 gallons of ice cream. I'm so sorry and super salty, and I hope you're taking good care of your, like, mental and physical health now, because when we come from trauma like that, it can be really hard, and we don't wanna repeat it. Oh god. Mike, just a lot just a light comment about you calling yourself a 5. Doesn't that go against your I'm just making a joke, but, like, because it's just, like, I don't really care, like, when these spammers are like, "You're ugly," or whatever, like, "Fine, I'm a 5." Like, I don't fucking care. Like, I mean, there's nothing you can say to can you kick him? Oh, I'll kick him out, actually. There we go. So yeah, I wasn't, like, actually like, "Oh, I'm a 5 and, like, I suck." Like, that would be going against my thing. But my thing is, like, sure, just like I tell you with narcissist, here's what you do, and you walk away. Or I'm like, "Okay." Like, just to, like, just to deactivate it, because like, you think I'm, actually gonna get triggered by that shit? Idiot. Like, I'm saying that to them. Um, I have a question. Go ahead, ask. Yes, you may ask. That's what I'm here for. I do have to actually, let me text my client because here she is. We were either gonna do is there any way we can move to Friday? Sure. Hold on. There, I don't have to get off, like, right away with you guys. Sure, what time on Friday? Okay, because I was gonna talk to that client tonight, but, she needs to reschedule, so I get to hang out with you guys some more. Okay. So, yes, you may ask a question, that's what this is here for. I already deleted, Super because he was spamming too much. I have a light comment okay, I said that already. Audrey Hepburn eyes. Thank you, I love Audrey Hepburn. I will take that compliment. If a girl gets mad when I hug a girl, what does that mean? I mean, if it's your girlfriend, are you having inappropriate boundaries with other girls? You should talk to her about it. I mean, that question's really vague. But it could be that you're not honoring the boundaries of your relationship. I sis. Let's see. I bought a partner and a friend of mine here, Lauren, to share your great channel. Oh, thank you so much, Street Cat. It means you should respect her personal space. Not everyone is comfortable with physical contact for many possible reasons. Boom. There you go. Yes, Bob. Exactly. Thank you, Lenny. You can ask a question, but please keep it to mental health, philosophy, relationships. Thank you. Exactly, Bob. Fresh. I got a question kind of related to physical health. I go to the gym 7 days a week, lift heavy, do 20-minute cardio every day too, yet still feel slight body dysmorphia. Okay. And I feel like people that are very, like, disciplined and overachievers, they do have that. Now, is it really do you care that you have is it actually bothering you? Like, is it affecting your relationships? Or is it something? Because I hear both, like, sometimes it affects people's relationships, so like, "Oh my god, you're not fat, you're not" or does it keep you motivated? Or do you think, like, "I don't want to have this relationship with my body anymore." If that's the case, do some mirror work and then be like, actually look amazing. You're gonna have to tell yourself a new story. And that's I would for body dysmorphia, I always like to incorporate um self-concept work, like having a new self-concept. And, do you have some type of body trauma from earlier? If you do, then you get to look at that and release that, whatever it might be. Like, and it could just be like getting hit all the time, like physical abuse. It could be so many different things. So if the body dysmorphia is coming from that, I would unearth that in order to release it. And you don't have to re-traumatize yourself or anything. You could just be like, "Hey, this physical abuse happened to me at whatever age or ages, and I felt scared, and I felt," when I work with a client, we could get really deep into this, but you'd have to journal about it if you're doing it on your own. I really recommend working with someone though, my opinion. But yeah, with physical, abuse or trauma, you want to create a safe space for you to acknowledge what happened and then being like, "Okay, I can release this and I'm safe in my body. I feel safe in my body now. I don't have to fight with my body, or I don't have to overperform," or whatever it is, but there is something that gets to be released. There's some trauma that if you're saying that the body dysmorphia is uncomfortable, then look at it. Or look at it in that way so you can release it is what I mean. Cheers, man, it's very common amongst gym rats, yeah. Even biggest guys feel like yeah, and it is this thing of, like, when you are someone that is in good shape, it's like, "No, I need to be better, I need to be better," like, I just and I'm that way too. I have that, like, where I'm like, "I'm fat," like, and I'm not fat, by any means, but and I am also someone fresh that goes to the gym every day and, like, does that, and I have other friends like that too, and we all say that we're fat, you know? It's, like, kinda joking and it's kinda not, but at some point you want to like enjoy the body that you're in, especially if you take very good care of it. And so also that too, like in the moment you want to decide that I have a really nice body and I want to enjoy it and really be present in my body and celebrate that. But if something is really coming up and really holding you back, you might want to do some work on releasing that trauma that's underneath the body dysmorphia. Like, if it's, like, really like, it won't leave you alone and it's really starting to negatively affect your life and your relationships, then you get to do some healing work around that. Martin Love, you're a breath of fresh air. Thanks for being here and helping. Thank you. Thank you for being here. You're welcome. Um, Bob, yeah, it's definitely a thing, unfortunately, as a very average body type, it blows my mind sometimes. Yeah, like, if you are that way, um, like, it is weird. Like, I posted, a little bit ago, I posted this short or whatever, like, on all the social media channels of me just, like, in a bikini doing whatever, and and so and I was just like, "You know what?" And I was telling one of my friends, I'm like, I just need to confront my obesity by posting this so people will fat shame me, and then maybe I'll have my breakthrough." Like, I literally said that to my friend, and, like, she was like, "You're insane." And I'm like, "Yes, I am, in this area." It is a thing, and so it is keeping it in balance, but I have such a sense of humor. I did not though. When like I had that body dysmorphia and it was ruling me, it created like so much anxiety. Like I couldn't, it was hard to get dressed. It was hard to do things. So that's why I'm asking you like what phase of the body dysmorphia you're at, but no matter what phase you're at, it is worth looking at the trauma that's underneath there and like truly feeling safe in your body. Because especially if if you haven't, it's like it's good to enjoy your body. It's good to just like, oh my God, I look nice in all these clothes and whatever um, type of thing. So that's how I want you to balance it and look at it fresh. Thanks, Benjamin. Just a heads up, I have to take off in 15. That's fine, yeah, I like to do max 90 minutes, Bob, so all good. Hi, Remy. Oh, Karen Carpenter. I got my master's degree at Dominican University. It's in Northern California. No, I know I'm not obese. But that is the thing, like, I was just empathizing with fresh, and because I'm so familiar with that, and that is one of the things I went through, like, on my healing journey, and I like being vulnerable with you guys, and especially because sometimes I get comments like, "Okay, bitch, on your high horse, like, da da da, you've never been through anything." I'm like, "You don't even know what I've been through." But, so I'm happy to talk about those things, I just want this space to be about you guys, but, I'm also happy to share my journey too. Especially since so you know that it's possible. Whatever you wanna overcome and whatever you wanna be, do, or have is possible and it's meant for you. I know that to be true. Hi, George. Okay, so, anyway, we're gonna wrap up because Bob needs to leave. Um, and a lot of you guys are being ratchet, so no, you're not, but, like, the trolls are being ratchet. But yeah, for those of you that are interested in the community, I'm gonna keep building away at it. Let me know what you think. I think for me and what I do, what I'm doing for you guys, it'll be better than Discord. That's what I'm thinking right now. I'll put the for those of you who actually are interested, I'll put it in the chat one more time. Um, of course, Mike. Of course, you're welcome. So, yeah, let me know what you think of that. You'll have to if it's on your phone, you have to download the Go Collab app first. Um, but yeah, and then put your notifications on, and then when people in the community are talking, like, you'll get the notifications just like anything else. But um, yeah, and we could talk more about it on Soothing Sundays, but let me know. I'm very interested to know your thoughts, and, yeah, I'm excited to build out a community and, like, just connect with you guys more like, on a deeper level. It'll be great. Alright, thank you again, Bob. Bob, we love you so much. Thank you for helping keep these streets clean from the trolls and keeping everybody and then all of your great input and comments too. We love you so much, Bob. And especially because he's on the East Coast, it's 10:30 there. So really appreciate that. Thank you so much, um, Bob. And thank you for everyone. Thank you for your comments. And yeah, a lot of wild comments tonight. Yes, you did like you handled it so well. Thank you. So appreciate you. Okay, and so I live stream twice a week, Wednesdays, 6 PM PST, and Sundays, 5 PM PST for Soothing Sundays. So I will see you guys for Soothing Sundays. Okay? Yes, thank you again, Bob. And I'll see you Sundays. And in the meantime, if you want to communicate with me, go download the Infinite Self Society on Go Collab, or you could, connect with me on Instagram or TikTok as well. All right, everyone, have a good night. Mwah. Love you guys.